Crack 'em if you got 'em.
Crack 'em if you got 'em, son. All day, every day.
Crack 'em if you got 'em, Seattle.
Here we are at Lumen Field. And is that a Harry Potter reference? Maybe. I don't know. I've casted a lot of Lumen spells.
Lumen videos.
We want to see Deuce represent. We want to see him repeat. I want some repeats. And I don't need 3 beats if they repeat.
I don't need 3 beats.
I don't need
if
3
they
beats.
repeat.
If they repeat. Let's go.
You don't think we're gonna make the postseason?
Maybe wild card.
So this is
Maybe wild card.
This is where I'm like, I'm good for a good ribbing, but like to say we're not gonna make the postseason, now I can't even argue with you because you've oh god.
You know it too. You know it.
Who's your quarterback?
Fucking we got
This is our year.
Look at those beers. Look at those beers. Look at those beers. Look at those beers. Let's go!
Let's go, Cowboys! Let's go, baby! Cowboys Nation showing up!
Most pristine athletes in modern history playing in the NFL. Even the offensive linemen are incredibly athletic. I mean, these guys are over 300 pounds, and you know they can
not only the size, but the speed of the linemen. Are you kidding
fly
me?
on the field.
You're telling me a guy that's 330 pounds meant to block a guy that's 290 pounds is faster than me? A sporty 240?
High 240. High 240. High 240.
I could beat any one of those guys right now, and I've drank a 6-pack.
What? You're wearing Crocs.
My 40 time is better than any of them.
Erroneous. Erroneous.
Erroneous!
Erroneous on all accounts.
I've never been more sure of anything in my life.
How'd I do? 13-5.
Final quarter, here we go, baby!
CD for the CD, baby.
And I'm going for 2.
Woo!
I don't know why my safety was just playing off so far.
Tackle him.
Yeah, well, I might be a boomer, but you sound like a pipsqueak. You don't even know how old I am.
No.
You little shit. You didn't win the game, I lost it.
Make sure you know where he is because he understands how to
Call
get
that a
open
throw?
in key
Give him
situations.
shoulders.
I might be old, but at least I don't still piss my pants.
Protect you and your loved ones with CRACKEM VPN.
Ever heard the game Marry, Kill? Okay, like, yeah, I'm gonna give you 3 people, and you're gonna decide who will you marry, who will you who will you kill?
Okay.
Jerry Jones, Dak Prescott, and Tony Romo.
Marry Jerry. He's got all the monies. Probably.
Oh. Funky Tuesday night main event. That's this theme. Oh, Funky Tuesday night main event. What you got? Oh, CanFan Crew is here on a Tuesday night. Yeah. Oh. Tuesday night main event. And this in the Timothy Ball, fastest entrance ever.
That might have been a record for us. What is it? 607? People only had to watch the intro one time.
Okay, I promise all you CanFanimaniacs that we will have a new intro by next week so that if we do make you wait there for 12 minutes, guess what? You got 12 minutes of new goodies. You're not seeing the same old F, marry, kill Jerry Jones or Tony Romo, you're not seeing us puking on the floor. We're going to give you guys some new content.
I'm going to keep you to that.
To keep me to
hold
it.
You know what? I would rather, and I don't want to pull the
Do it.
the curtain back behind baseball. I just would rather get the other stuff, some other
Totally.
stuff finished first.
There is other stuff in the works. This one is just me throwing all stuff that vlogs that we've done into one timeline. So it's not a lot of work. Crack them if you got them.
Crack 'em
Hey,
if you got 'em.
crack them if you got them.
I want a new intro. I don't care what AJ says. I want the new intro. We have so much footage of new stuff that we need to get in.
But that's what I was saying.
Yeah, it
It's
doesn't
not even editing. It's just.
But I also
dropping.
agree. We gotta hold Adam down. We gotta put his head underwater, his butt under fire.
Gross.
We gotta throw you Friday to Sunday. We need 72 hours of editing from you.
Straight,
You have a family
straight.
and a real
No,
job.
no sleep.
I don't have a real job.
I don't want sleep.
No, I said I don't care that you have a family and I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Oh, guys, what's happening? It's always a little weird being out of office, or out of studio. But I'm in the beautiful west coast of British Columbia, Canada, right on the Pacific Ocean, in the woods, in nature, just by myself. I'm in a 7-day solo retreat fighting bears and deer.
This is different for us seeing you in a position like this. I feel like this was a fake Google background that you're using because you touch it that it's real. Usually we get you in some sort of Sandman hotel with a white wall or somewhere where you're like a fugitive. Timothy Ball says, whose log cabin did Anth hijack?
Someone that deserved it.
He deserved it. And then Bandwagon.
Ant's just getting ready for an A24 movie. Crack him if you got him.
And then Bandwagon Bob wants me to crank your volume up here. So I'll try to see. I'll crank you up.
Crank it, Soldier Boy.
Yeah, get him up, get him hot, get him fucking. And you know what? Get that whistle wetted. Get that whistle wetted, bitch.
Get that whistle wetted. Okay, guys, how is everybody doing right now? Fantastic.
I'm doing fine. I'm doing good. It's been a bit of it feels like a long week already. Like this feels like it should be Wednesday, so I'm looking forward. I had a front load of work. Still got more work to do, but after that, I think it'll be a pretty smooth sailing week.
Get yourself ready for next week's long weekend. Get everything done this week, and then you can just kick it back and relax for the next week.
I actually, before Anth gets to say another GD word, I actually like the because I'll work on a Monday if it's a holiday
because no one's bothering you.
No one's asking for anything, and I can like do a bunch of shit and just kind of. Then I schedule my emails because I'm not sending it on the holiday.
Yeah, you're not doing that. So
I can't wait to blow your phone up the next day off, just nonstop with numbers that you don't recognize.
Oh,
I got them.
But different angled dick pics. So if but I put them all together and I'm like, Jesus, that's Anthony Bessie.
Yeah, you AI collage.
I know that.
You AI collage them together. That'd be fantastic.
Guys, what the fuck is happening?
Oh, and
we're in the slow news. We're in the slow point of the season. This is what we're talking about. We're talking about work. We're talking about work. That's why I had to get out of here. But we're in the slow part of the season, and we're just gonna have to face it. We're gonna battle through it. We're still gonna do our weekly show. Is it gonna be on a Wednesday at 5 p.m.? We don't know. Is it gonna be at a Tuesday at 6 p.m.? We're gonna juke and jive. Maybe we'll even attack you one day, and we'll be going live on a Sunday. But it's just how we're gonna roll until training camp starts. So get ready, shut your faces, and you're going to get an hour and a half of hardcore Can fan news.
But you also did bring up that we are in the process of building out newer content to put out to the channel, stuff that were not just clips from our podcast shows. So we have some stuff in the work. I think off season is a way for us to kind of like get some time back, figure out some new things that we want to kick up, because when, mid-August to basically end of the draft, like we're full-time. We're full-time showrunners,
Yeah, exactly. And also on next week's show, we're going to get on the big hog himself, Cowboys Beat, will be coming on the show. So another thing we'll try to do, just to kind of...
Allegedly a big hog.
Allegedly. Well, I hope to confirm. But we will be looking to bring guys on so that we can kind of revisit some hot topics that we've already beat to death, but we want to get a new perspective on. So the plan here is to kind of bring on a couple people who we've grown to know over the last 5 years, 5 seasons of doing this. And also maybe just catch up with some old friends to say, how you doing? How's your mother?
Hey,
Tell your mother I love her.
Doing?
No.
Before we get into that article,
Yeah.
can you guys see? I was hiding it, but like I got a weird hat tan.
I thought you were gonna say you got a weird. I thought you were gonna say some cosmetic thing. Like
I got Botox.
I got my.
He got an eyebrow ring.
Yeah, I got my eyebrows.
Can you see? I got my eyebrows lifted. No, I have.
If you would have busted
look
out
like a
both
cat.
eyebrow rings, like if you had the '90s eyebrow rings, I would have been impressed.
Well, I got
That would
this.
have been sweet.
You know, my Riker's on a tournament team, and we ended up finishing second, so we lost in the championship game.
Tournament in what?
Flag football.
There we go.
Very
So
nice, very nice.
U14 flag football. Next year, we're going to go up to U16 so that the team can all stay together and practice all year round, because this is just a team that we brought up to the tournament. So we
They
want to
call
have
that
them
an all-star team.
Yeah, so
or
it's
or
essentially
a tournament team.
Yeah, essentially it was like them only playing together this weekend. So we made it all the way to the final game, lost by a touchdown, which was kind of shit, but oh well.
Hey,
It was good. Like I said, I got my face upper part burned because I was gonna put sunscreen on my face, but the last time I did that, it blinded me at the draft in Vegas, and I didn't want to have that happen to me this weekend.
real quick on flag football, I'm calling the female Mexican team to do pretty well. I get a lot of clips from like just whatever sports
Yep.
as we do, and I'm in that flag football rotation, and a lot of the clips that I'm seeing with some fantastic runners and passers are from what looks like Mexican leagues or something like that. So just calling it right now.
Okay.
The Mexican, or sorry, not the Mexican, but the women's flag football tournament in the Olympics will probably be a lot more interesting to watch than the male, because the male, we can assume that it's going to be dominated by the states, right?
I think so.
That's the big debate right now.
Asian country like Japan, for example, could be surprising because you got to remember it's just about speed, design, and I'm not going to say that anyone can match what the United States with their history of football, but I suspect if you give someone 4 years and you give them and they have athleticism, you could probably make a pretty comparable team. There's no hitting, right? So it's literally just about running routes correctly, and are you faster? Are you quicker? Are you more agile?
There's specific plays that you're going to run in flag football versus like what the NFL or traditional football runs.
But I also wouldn't be surprised if America just dominates too.
I mean,
I can't see them losing a game.
I can't see them not.
I don't think the American team loses a game. And you guys you make good points, but you're going to get the NFL teams and NFL coaches who can dissect plays better than anyone else, and then put players in situations, right? Yeah, and I'm just talking about someone that knows nothing about flag football. I haven't even looked at the rules that are going to be in the Olympics, but you just if
boys,
NFL players,
we're going to be covering it when we get closer to that. So
oh yeah, we're going to be. Let's go Team Canada all the way. We're going to be rooting.
That's
hard.
the big thing.
We're going to be streaming the games. We'll be live streaming the Olympic flag football games.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. I mean, they'll be. It's in LA, so it's not going to be at some wonky time where it's like 2 a.m. in the morning where they're going to have that going on.
I would have been okay with that.
I would have been okay with that too.
Oh wow! So yeah, NFL players are allowed to play. Will their teams allow them though?
Yeah. I mean that came out a couple months ago. Where
No, but so if CeeDee Lamb wants to go play for Team America, do you think Jerry Jones is going to allow him to go play flag football and risk an injury?
I don't know if they have anything inside their contracts to say that they can't.
Oh, absolutely they do.
Do you think they do?
Oh yeah.
Oh, 100%.
You couldn't.
They would have. It'd have to be written into their contract that they're allowed to.
They can't go.
Oh right. So when
they can't go parasailing.
Well, if a guy goes and plays a celebrity basketball game like Micah Parsons, he has to get permission then from that.
Probably.
Yeah, more than likely. It might be a little bit. There might be a little bit of a gray area when it's something to
Charity.
do with.
Yeah.
If it's not, but you're talking about the Olympics. This is going to be a full-on competition, whereas a celebrity basketball game or something for charity isn't really full on.
You would have to think that most teams would probably be all right with them. It's extra exposure for their player and their team.
I just if I'm a coach, anyone who is, up to even like a highly needed third on the depth, I just wouldn't. I'd say no.
I could see.
I don't know. Maybe they still go, but I would be like, no, I do not want you to go play.
But you got to think it's
in the
rah,
Olympics.
rah, go, 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 Team USA, right? That I think that would be maybe the only swaying point is bring America home the gold. And how many players are going to be on the team? Not very many.
No, if it's 5-on-5, then you're
15 players.
Not even. You'd have
7.
Would you guys, if CeeDee Lamb got asked to, would you, or if any Dallas Cowboys, would you guys be opposed?
Yes, I don't. I just because here's what would happen: CeeDee Lamb would step on a guy's ankle or leg who fell down in front of him and pull a fucking muscle.
I mean, you're not wrong.
I'm paying a guy. If I'm paying a guy $20 million a year, the answer is no. You cannot go do extracurricular activities. I'm sorry.
Totally.
If I'm paying him $1 million, hey man, that's up to you. If you want to go and risk your career, go ahead because I can replace you like that. I can't replace CeeDee Lamb.
I bet you there will be a guy who will probably, if like that came to that position,
Tyreek Hill could.
I'm going to sit out, and I'm going to sit out then, and I'm not going to play for you.
Or the contract lines up where it ends, then you go play, and then you come and sign a contract for sure.
Do NFL players have in their contract that they can't, like, maybe ask if you could ask it if it prohibits them from doing that?
No, so Adam, the NFL agreed, they voted, but
so now it has to come to their contract.
Yeah, but within a player's contract, like the player can't go and do whitewater rafting if
so
they
you're
decide
probably
to do
going to
that
have
because
players who are signing in contracts now that might try to negotiate that
if
clause.
they're really, first of all, I don't think that the desire for an NFL player to go play flag football.
Whoa, AJ! Whoa, AJ!
I don't think. I mean, it would be super cool. I just don't think that they are going to like I said, a guy like a Tyreek Hill who by that point will probably be out of the NFL or very near the end of maybe just signing 1-year deals. I think he would be really interested to go.
There have been a lot of players that have been like, yeah, I want to. They all want a gold medal, so they want to have that on their resume specific. So there are a big group of players who have been saying they want to play, and they're going to play when it was asked. But
as a Canadian, as a diehard Canadian, we got to hope that the NFL doesn't let not the NFL, certain teams allow their players to go, so that Canada can get in that, because we know the CFL ain't holding anyone back from going into playing. But that's what you're going to get to. Like, so sure, the NFL is a big pool of players, but the States has a lot of. They're going to have the biggest player pool to choose from. Oh yeah,
absolutely. I mean, I looked at there's the Canadian team for flag football right now. It's like 98% of them are all from Montreal.
Tabernac.
Oh.
Tabernac.
Okay. Looks like only one player per team can play, and the logistics are not really worked out yet. So we'll see. I have doubts that, players are going to say they want to go, but then when it hits summer, I think they're going to be like, do I really want to go fucking practice on my months off? Like, I understand what you're saying too. Gold medal for sure. That's a big thing, but it's going to be fun. We'll see how it breaks down.
A lot of time because what is it, 2028? Summer 2028?
3 years, basically, right?
3 years.
And it's not like that's
3 Super Bowls we get a witness for the Cowboys before the.
Hell yeah, sucker. Well,
He said it.
That's an awesome segue, because Mark Mosher here of thelandryhat.com says the 2025 Dallas Cowboys are officially being overlooked.
Do you guys think so? Do you guys, before we even dive in, I just want to hear what you guys think. Are the 2025 Dallas Cowboys being overlooked?
That's really hard because they're talked about so much, and it's such a what did you do last week reaction, right? So if the Cowboys win, oh shit, they're on top of the world. If they lose, they're the worst team in the NFL. I would just say I don't think they've been overlooked at all. In fact, I think we're getting the same amount of news from the Cowboys that we always do, even on these dead days. People are finding something to write about, including this article here. But we appreciate it, Marcus Mosher. But I would say that the competition, I believe, has grown. Obviously, Eagles have always been a little bit more of a thorn in our side, but with the emergence of the Commanders in our division, I don't know that they're being overlooked as much as it's just more competition. And I think it's fair to put Cowboys as third best in the NFC Beast right now. I don't think that's what they're going to end up the season as, but I think that's fair with, recency bias. Do you look back, and obviously the Giants are still the fourth in the bottom. We're in the shoes, if you will, of the division, but that's, I don't really think it's being overlooked as much as just this is part and parcel for the Cowboys. Especially, look, if they were coming off another 12-win season, maybe it would be considered overlooked, but then we probably would have lost in the first round. So,
yeah, I mean, I kind of agree with you. It's weird. I think as Cowboy fans, the excitement is like, whoa, this team is not going to be as bad as we thought they were going to be. I think there's a lot of stuff that, and maybe it's us that gets really roped into. You hear how much of a dog Tyler Booker is going to be. We really like the running back room. The Pickens trade was huge. So it could just be insular for Cowboys fans in particular. And everybody else is like, no, it's the same story that you guys come to every single year. You're going to win a Super Bowl, idiots. That's what they say to us, you know?
Yeah, and as far as overlooked, the Cowboys were pretty much ranked nicely after the draft. Everyone's liked the moves they've made, so I wouldn't say they're being overlooked. Maybe a little bit in the NFC East, but like AJ said, you have two teams that just played in the NFC Championship game last year, both from the NFC East, so it's hard to get put above those guys. I think we're right at the spot we want the Cowboys to be looked at, right? Not necessarily expecting to do much, but have the ammo to possibly turn some heads. But I don't think there's like an underdog story. Most people that know football believe that if Dak Prescott's under center, the Cowboys are a 10-win team. They should be a 10-win team if Dak plays every single game.
Let's learn ball.
Learn ball. Real quick here, the Cowboys are being slept on ahead of the 2020-2025 season. That's the headline. The primary issue for the Cowboys passing game is that there wasn't a legitimate complementary receiving threat to CeeDee Lamb, Sedarius Lamdarius. They may have solved that problem recently with by acquiring former Steelers wide receiver George Pickens. Pickens is one of 5 qualified receivers who posted a perfect 99.9 deep PFF receiving grade last season. That makes him a perfect pairing with Lamb's ability to create explosive plays underneath. That was from Dalter Wasserman, Pro Football Focus, PFF, who did rank Dak Prescott the 17th quarterback in the NFL.
I mean, the guy's named Dalton. What can you expect from him?
Wasserman?
Not much, but them saying they may have solved that problem, as of right now, the problem's solved. It's sure they still have to play games, but on paper, the problem is solved right now.
On paper, exactly. We have to get to the season. Pickens has got to make it there. We can't have any falling outs. The big, beautiful thing about it right now, the big, beautiful bill about it right now is everyone's in the honeymoon mode, right? Yep. New coach, who dis?
New coach, who dis?
New vibe in the locker room. Everyone's liking the new culture, quote unquote, that we're seeing. So Pickens should make it to week 1 without any altercations or anything like that. We have nothing to worry about on offense. The big contract is on the defensive side of the ball, which, we're not talking about that this show. We're going to give it 1 week before we talk about he who shall not be named.
It has a week reset.
We got a week
cooldown. It's got a 2-week cooldown.
Yeah, every time you activate the MP problem. But yeah, I mean, I feel like at least even this is going to make watching football games more fun, because it's not like we don't respect the defense, but obviously when we've seen it multiple times in the games last year where the Cowboys struggled in multiple 3-and-outs or moving the football maybe 20 or less yards and then punting, and seeing that,
like if CeeDee Lamb's double teamed, they couldn't do anything else. Like teams could just take CD out of the game, and then the Cowboys offense just comes sputtering.
Yeah. So I think even if the Cowboys are losing games, if we're putting points on the board, it makes watching the game more enjoyable. The result doesn't change, but it's so much better than losing a game, say 19 or 20 to 14 or 10, right? Where it's like, man, if we had a touchdown, we'd be like 1 score away, and that would have changed the end of the drive or the end of the game. Dak wouldn't have had to been loading up, just throwing a bomb for a prayer, a Hail Mary. So yeah, I don't think Cowboys are being slept on at all. But again, I think they're in an appropriate place, like we kind of already said.
Timothy Ball says, and before I read his comment, just go ahead and slap a like on this video. I mean,
Yeah,
Slap a like.
all you beautiful Can fan maniacs in there, just go ahead and slap a like for us, okay? We appreciate that. We try not to ask too much from you. We tell you to go get some drips if it's available in your area, which it's not. It's only available in Canada. But go ahead and slap that like, baby.
Don't worry, we will keep the drip boat afloat until you
Drip
all
boat
can
afloat.
taste this.
89
delicious drink.
calories.
89
Ooh!
calories. Woo! Woo!
Timothy Ball says they're being overlooked because of how the last half of the schedule looks after their bye week.
Yes, it does. You're very true. The last half of the season does get, but I would argue though that the front half is not a fucking walk in the park either.
Ooh, we're bringing up some sketchy.
Well, now I gotta remind myself.
We're bringing up the sketchy. He's bringing up the sketchy today. I'm gonna have to post it because I have, if you can see right
I know,
here.
I like it when it's over there.
I have our sketch here. I'm gonna actually print off some nice big ones. I got a really good one. I'm gonna get Lynn's to print off at work because she has a colored printer.
Hang on, that's.
And I'm gonna get it for all of us, and I'll post it in your guys' eye line. You'll have yours posted right on that beam. Anthel will have his posted
on his dick.
With that dick pic of his. He's sicko, Anth. He's stupid.
I don't think all that writing's gonna fit on there.
Yeah,
unfortunately,
it'll be two-sided.
Little.
Okay,
wiener.
good.
Yeah, that's the one that I'm gonna make right there. That's
Yeah,
good.
hang on, sorry, just pulling it up now.
That's the wrong. Is that the right one?
This is
That is the right
2025. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, our first where is it? There we go. Basically, the left side and the right side is how you can look at the season split for the bye week. So, left side just has Eagles in week 1. Jets, who knows? Green Bay, who knows?
I mean,
I guess.
I guess it's the Eagles, Green Bay, Washington.
No, it's Eagles, KC, Detroit, Minnesota, Chargers. I think in a row
for the second
half. That like really makes it difficult. Are you guys worried about Bears week 3?
No,
I'm not worried about the Bears yet. I need to see more from them.
Yeah, we do
see more. And that's away or the blue? Blue games.
Home is white, blue is away.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah,
so they got the home field advantage. I can't wait for Brandon Aubrey to break the record at Soldier Field for longest field goal ever made, because it's Soldier Field's known to be hard to kick at. So it'd be sweet to see him boot a 65er there to shut all the to win the game, a 65-yarder to break the record and beat the Bears.
Wow,
Bears.
He's taking my bold prediction already. This far away. Brent Packer guy says GB. Who knows? I do.
Whoa, BPG. No, easy.
I'm saying you're absolutely right. I just think that
lot can happen though until week 4 in the NFL season. Yeah. You never know.
But
a lot of shit can happen, and there's going to be. You can't expect all the teams that were good last year to be good again.
No,
right?
but exactly. Detroit, I think, should have a major question mark. They lost a lot of their coaching staff. They did retain their players, but what's that effect going to be like? Maybe not so much this year, but we'll see. Anyways, week 12 to 16.
But the Chiefs also, like the Chiefs, they're coming off of multiple Super Bowl victories and then a Super Bowl loss. But the Chiefs did not look all year. 11 wins last year. The Chiefs did not look as good, right?
So did not look like that.
The Eagles, obviously, any of the NFC East battles, the NFC East games are going to be the most exciting to watch this year because every team's improved and they were already good. So that'll be exciting.
Yeah. Well, we have a nice, we play our division 3 times in the first half and 3 times in the second half. So it's an actually really evenly split schedule.
And the bye week's right in the middle there. So that's nice.
But look, are the Cowboys being slept on? I don't know, but we are not going to sleep on these next 2 new vets to the Dallas Cowboys. Number 1 here, we're going to look at just a quick little pick 6 by DallasCowboys.com on George Pickens.
Pickens.
Looks like he's a quarterback here.
I know.
It does.
With 2 really gloves? Does. I love that.
Do you think
number 3 at quarterback might be the grossest number?
I know.
Also.
Hey,
it reminds me of John Kitna.
Not good enough for 1 or 2?
Yeah, number 3. Do you think he's going to stay as number 3?
Yeah.
I don't know. Who's he waiting for? 14, I guess?
Yeah.
Try to get 14 from Bell?
Do you think every day he shows up, he's like, Hey, Marquez Bell. How
He's
about
just
that
ringing a bell?
number?
I think
How about that number?
he already switched with Fowler Jr.
I know, but
But he said 3 wasn't. He did say 3 wasn't his final, but that wasn't necessarily final.
Oh, and he was number 5? Oh, this is Milton.
Oh, what? Hang on.
What do you got going on here?
What the fuck?
Oh, so this wasn't just George Pickens.
Yeah,
Getting
no,
to
there
know the
was
vets.
one that was just George Pickens. And
Getting to
now-
know the vets. George Pickens is there.
No, they changed it. I promise you this, because when I actually read the article when it was said. So I think this must be. Give me a quick sec. Sorry, this must be both.
It goes to Pickens next. Yeah, like right around.
Okay.
Okay,
There he
yeah.
is.
Okay, so there you go.
Okay, good. We got
Okay,
one,
so I
one-
guess-
one already then.
One article, and they've meshed them together. We're gonna start with.
And you've already spoiler alerted the article for us.
Well, I had to go and see what the fuck was going on here because look, when I even brought up both articles,
Go Blue.
but they just meshed them together. So I guess we're starting with Joe Milton. So Joe Milton the third.
What do you guys' thought on them calling him a vet?
Well, I guess he technically is because he's had 1 year in the league.
Just kind of weird though, isn't it?
Yes,
Yeah,
but he's not a
Consider
rookie.
guy that-
He's a sophomore to me.
yeah, that's what I think. A sophomore is a. I think you need to at least get to your 3rd year to be a vet. I don't know.
I agree.
That's just me.
But you're not going to call him a rookie though.
No,
Yeah, you're gonna call him a sophomore.
let me get let me
Little
get
sophomore
this.
bitch.
Let me get
This
this.
is what we call him.
So Milton was a composite 4-star recruit in the class of 2018 out of Olympia High School in Orlando, Florida. He received 25 offers in high school, but decided to commit to the Michigan Wolverines, go blue, over his hometown, Florida Gators, where he spent the first 3 seasons of his collegiate football career.
Yeah, well, he started with them, but he didn't stick around.
He didn't stick around. Where did he go?
Okay, well, Milton, after 2 years as a backup and a 2-3 record as a starter in Michigan's 2020 COVID season, Milton entered the transfer portal and headed to Knoxville to play at Tennessee. After serving as the backup for a majority of the 2021 season and again in 2022, until he replaced an injured Hendon Hooker at the tail end of the season. The highlight was Milton's MVP performance in the Orange Bowl against Clemson, where he threw for 251 yards and 3 touchdowns against the Tigers in his home state.
Before you go past, let's get a look. Those Tennessee jerseys are sweet. I really like the Tennessee Volunteers jerseys, and they have the black jerseys with the orange
Yeah.
trim.
Shout out to Bryson Carver.
Yeah, shout out to Bryson Carver, diehard
volunteer guy.
Vols fan. Those are sweet jerseys, though.
And you know
I don't know
what?
about those oranges, though. Those oranges don't look all
That's
very.
the Orange Bowl.
You know
I
what?
know, but they don't look very appealing.
Well, they may have been sitting in there for a couple
Like
weeks.
that one orange looks like a yellow.
This one, yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't judge that orange based off of like the reflection.
I want to taste it. I want to taste the juice.
I want to taste the yellow orange.
Like I say about all my friends, I want to taste your juice.
Hey, can I taste your juice today? Oh, what, Alex? What? Milton's 6th and final season. Since you can't
throwing me off.
Since you can't read it. Since you can't read it.
Can you read it? No.
No, I'm just saying.
Oh.
You saying you wanted to taste my juice is
Yeah.
throwing me off.
Brent Backer guy goes, a yellow orange is a lemon, Anth.
he ain't wrong.
You ain't wrong.
Milton's 6th and final season of collegiate
Wow.
football saw him finally take the reins as the starter for a team throughout the entire season, leading Tennessee to an 8-4 record with 2,800 yards and 20 touchdowns to just 5 interceptions over the course of the season. It wasn't the full season that Milton or the Vols wanted, but he left Johnny Knoxville with plenty of upside and more starting tape on his film heading to the NFL draft process.
Okay. So he had
And
a night.
going into the draft, the guy's a size queen. Like he's a big
Let's see
dude.
him. Bring it up. Bring up that beauty right there. Look at him.
There he is. Yeah, look at that. No, he's a huge dude, and there's a couple clips of him besides
Big Joe Milton.
Pickens, and Pickens is a big boy, or at least this one. So the NFL Combine was made for quarterbacks like Joe Milton, who have cannons of arms that can air the ball out
Soup
deep.
can cocks.
And soup can
Wieners.
armadillos. Draw oohs and ahs from the crowd with his big
Armadillo
hard
hands.
armadillo hands. Milton took that to the next level, airing out deep balls on go routes 70 yards or longer with a simple
Jeez.
flick of his wrist. At Tennessee Pro Day, Milton threw a session was highlighted by an 80-yard throw that went viral
Yeah.
on social media. So he's got the big cannon,
Did.
and he's mobile. We need to see it.
The New England Patriots selected Joe Milton in the 6th round of the 2024 NFL Draft, where he played behind 3rd overall pick Drake May for the rookie season. Milton got his first NFL shot in the Patriots' final game of the season against the Buffalo Bills, who were resting most of their starters for the Cowboys fans.
Playoffs.
And he capitalized on this opportunity. Milton went 22 of 29 through the air for 241 crackems if you got him, and a tutty, adding 10 carries for 16 yards and a rushing touchdown on the ground en route to a 23-16 win, and a killer backflip. Show some hang time, pay respect there.
Yeah.
Love his.
It looks like he's sitting upside down.
Like, look,
That looks like a glitch on Madden when your player got flipped
Oh
up.
God, the player's stuck in upside down sit mode again.
Brent Packer goes, how's it that AJ can read an article about a football and make it sound pervy? That's just a talent.
Hey,
That's impressive.
It is impressive. But like when we talked about who do we want to see in preseason, Will fucking Greer or Joe Milton, I want to see the exciting player. I want to see the cannon of the arm who could throw to Pickens on a Hail Mary 80 yards, or fucking Tolbert or Turpin on a go route. Like, I want to see that player run it in for a touchdown in preseason and earning that backup spot. At least we'd have a little bit more exciting games from the QB taking under center.
this is
than
a lot.
fucking Cooper Rush.
And the last thing on Milton here, after the big finish to his rookie season, Milton got an early fresh start in his career when the Patriots traded him and a 7th round pick to the Cowboys for a 2025 5th round. Both Rush and Lance are gone. Milton will compete. Maybe Milton is the combination of Rush and Lance. But Will Greer is going to compete for the backup quarterback job in Dallas behind Dak me up, Prescott, with the chance to earn a long-time role on the team going forward if he develops. I guess
I sure as hell hope he's not a combination of Cooper Rush.
I was going to say that too. I was going to say that too.
Look, okay, very true. But let's talk 2022 Cooper Rush, where he came in and didn't lose 5 of 6 games.
I think that team was just so good.
True, but
You know what I mean? Of course, Cooper Rush had to still win the games and make the throws, but he wasn't exciting, and I don't think it was because of him at all.
no, but add on a rushing ability to that. It makes him a little bit more dangerous. The benefits of Milton is he's got that cannon of
That
an arm,
dick of an arm.
the cannon of an arm, and he can run. So if teams are going to have to play someone a little closer, if they're going to have to cheat closer to stop him from running, he technically should have more opportunities to drop a deep bomb. I don't know that I personally don't even want to actually see him on the field at all unless the Cowboys are up, by 30 points.
Yeah,
in
I
the
want to see him in
fourth quarter.
preseason, though.
Oh, see him in the preseason, absolutely.
Handing the ball off to Deuce Vaughn.
Yeah.
Or having before you switch, look at me over there, fucking with that camera rig, and look at you over there with the water boy watching me do my work.
Yeah, because I'm
And then Dak's proud daddying it.
Yeah, he's forced. Dak standing like Forrest Gump. Oh, Lieutenant Dan.
I like Dak out here in his shorts. He doesn't wear these fucking lame ass pants.
We never talked about Dak Prescott ever. The big thing on social for a bit was Dak with the one sleeve.
I like it.
Dak went his rookie season. He went no sleeves, and then since then he's always been double sleeves. And right now he's showing up with only one sleeve.
I really wish he wore socks.
I like the no sleeve Dak Prescott. I wish that would come back.
I like the
one sleeve's kind of cool.
I like the receiver cleat Milton right there because he has to get fast and crazy.
What the thing that I like about Dak here is these are both ankle wraps, but I wish those were just socks, like sloppily worn.
Pushed down.
Yeah, pushed down.
I mean,
both are different. They're both different sizes.
Yeah.
So one's up a little bit higher.
I mean, I do kind of want to get a one leg. I want to maybe tatty up my entire one leg, similar to Dak Prescott and Rob Moore Van.
We gotta knock you out.
It's just a picture of Dak.
Yeah,
it's Dak's picture.
It's Dak's leg
So it's
on
a
mine.
little
His knee's your head,
Yeah.
or your knee is his head.
Well, I think we all have the hopes for Milton just to be a quality backup, and when he does come in, if that's the case at any point in time, that he plays, it doesn't lose the game, plays well enough. Like, we're not looking, I mean, exceptional would be great, but we're just looking for someone to come in, move the ball, crack him if you got him.
If you got him, Math doing it one hand in the stolen cabin of love.
And now let's look at our newest wide receiver addition.
Georgia Pickens.
Yeah, this guy is supposed to be, and we all think that he will be from what we're seeing, but he's supposed to be the answer to the question of, I don't know, for the last 4 seasons, can I say that we've been looking for a true number 2. Cooks was supposed to be that guy. It was Gallup as well, who had a couple injuries, and so that kind of left him on the sidelines, really. Then we just had Tolbert basically last year signing up as the understudy. Hey, you guys looking for?
I'm here, guys. I'm
I
here.
can play the role.
Just defaulted into the second best wide receiver on the team. Definitely, 2021 was the last time Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb, and CeeDee Lamb was not the CeeDee Lamb he is now. So it's hard to even put that comparison as being a complete.
But he was
two number ones. This is legitimately the first time the Cowboys, and even since like the Romo days, this is the first time the Cowboys have a chance to field 2 wide receivers that could be wide receiver 1s on any other team.
That's right. So Pickens was a competent 5-star prospect out of Hoover, Alabama in 2019 recruiting class. After initially committing to Auburn, he flipped. He Margie Jannetti'd Auburn
Oh, fuck
and
you.
flipped to Georgia on National Signing Day.
I like it.
Yeah, he'd go on to play with the Bulldogs in all 3 seasons of his collegiate
because
career.
he wants to
Isn't
say
this
Georgia,
funny?
be Georgia Pickens instead of George Pickens.
But QB 6 seasons to get to the NFL, like it's not even too crazy, really, when you think about it. But obviously, he was, I think, 23 or 24 when he was drafted. Then you come to here to Pickens, who just plays 3 seasons. Like it's wild.
And goes in the second round.
Goes in the second round. Yep.
Go back for 1 second. The only thing that concerns me is his Ken doll lower half right there.
Oh,
wow! Where's the wiener outline?
It's tucked back
Probably wearing a
for
jock.
speed. It's tucked back for speed.
That's what I do.
Okay,
I
so
took it
next
back for speed.
So next one we got Pickens' brother Chris Humes was a star defensive back at Arkansas State and later spent a training camp in preseason with the Raiders. Okay, sweet.
That
stat.
just feels like a
Sweet-
filler.
Sweet, sweet
Just
stat,
hey,
bro.
we needed 6. We needed 6. Check
Sweet
it out.
stat, bro. Can I do the next one here?
And
Yeah,
they added it. They added it at the second one, so it didn't just feel like a filler one at the very end.
I know.
Fuck.
Smart
We
move.
got to put it in. We got to put it in a second so no one calls it out. But we know we're on to you.
Okay, so heading into his junior season, Pickens suffered a torn ACL in spring practice, a brutal blow for Georgia's offense and Pickens' NFL outlook. He'd end up returning later on in the season and stamped himself as a top player in the upcoming draft with a 52-yard dive catch in the 2021 national championship game against Alabama, which Georgia won 33-18.
So he was part of that
Natty
winning
champs.
team. And you know what? That's
Natty champs.
yeah. Fuck. I always hate ACL or any type of CL injury leading into the draft, but it's getting better and better. And then we all remember this catch, right? Like before I even knew who the guy was, I knew this highlight.
Yeah, you knew it was
That's
good.
a pretty unreal catch.
In his rookie season with the Steelers, Pickens made a one-handed catch against the Browns that had some NFL pundits comparing it to Odell Beckham's catch against the Cowboys in 2014. Well, I guess everything comes full circle.
In 2023, Pickens led the entire NFL in average per catch at 18.1 yards. One of the games that catapulted him to the lofty average occurred against the Bengals. Pickens not only hauled in an 86-yard touchdown pass, the longest reception from scrimmage by any NFL player that year, but also had a 66-yarder in the same game. Pickens is one of just 13 players in NFL history to record multiple tutties of 65 yards or more in the same game.
That's pretty wild. And I hope we see a couple of games.
Oh, man,
with that.
give it to me.
3 catches for 160 yards and 2 touchdowns. That would be nice. And finally here, oh, what the fuck is going on? Oh, there we go. We'll just shift it up.
Okay. Oh, look at that.
After
Look at that duo. Look at that dynamic
Yeah, just
duo.
bring it up for a sec.
Shit, yeah.
Ooh, puka shell necklaces from CeeDee Lamb. Okay, I dig.
Ooh, are we going all puka?
I think we
shell
gotta go puka
necklaces
shell
week one?
necklaces
I
week
think
1.
it's fucking puka chokers, because that's a puka shell choker.
That's our era.
I wore a choker. I used to wear a choker like to dances at school. No, but everyone did. Like
I definitely wore a puka shell necklace.
no,
for
remember?
sure.
Yeah, AJ, but yours was leather with a very tight strap on it
And a leash.
and
Hey,
a leash.
Who's gonna?
Hey, this one goes out to all those puka shell wearing mofos out there.
Crack
Crack 'em if you got 'em.
All right. After a brief stint with number 13, Pickens is now settled into the jersey number 3 after a switch with defensive end Dante Fowler. Although we don't know, that's hearsay. Pickens attended nearly every one of the voluntary OTAs and all of the minicamp alongside CeeDee Lamb. Pickens and Lamb are looking to become just the 4th wide receiver duo in Cowboys history. This is an amazing fact, by the way. Only the 4th duo in Cowboys history to have 1,000-yard seasons in the same year. That's Amari Cooper and Michael Gallup in 2019, the most recent. Terry Glenn and Terrell Owens in 2006. Tony Hill and Drew Pearsons in 1979.
Wow.
So
That's crazy.
Irvin never had another receiver with 1,000 yards. Mind you, I think they only played 14 games or something
No,
like
they
that.
were playing 16,
Did they
but
play
he had his number 2 though. I can't think of his name. Someone in chat will tell us. But he did have. There was the pretty viable
number 2
receiver 2. I just can't think of his name.
Never hit 1,000.
Just never hit 1,000 at the same time, at least.
Well, look, offense feeling a lot better, and that is thanks to George Pickens coming to town.
I think the thing with this is that they both, like, again, best scenario for us is that Pickens is going to go out there and cook. And I think he needs to because he's in that contract year. So all signs are pointing to give us that 1-year rental on him. And if he delivers, I'm totally fine. As I puke.
I'm totally fine.
I'm totally fine.
Do you guys think they are going to both hit 1,000 yards?
I think
yeah. So. Yeah. Fucking
Yeah,
right
because-
they are.
I'll tell you this, because I expect Ferguson to be who he is. I think that his ceiling we've seen his ceiling, and I hope that he reaches that again. But and same with our second and thirds. I don't think any one of those are really competitors for anything but third and fourth wide receivers. I don't think any one of those guys are competitors besides being third and fourth, with the exception of Mingo, who might be surprising. We'll see.
Ringo Mingo.
And in the backfield, I think potentially, there could be some more passes eaten up by those guys, just the whole group, right? But if Dak's going to be on pace to throw 4,000 yards, I could see 1,000 going to each of these guys easy. It might mean that CD doesn't get his 1,500 yards, but I wouldn't really care if Dak's throwing 4,000 yards, 40 touchdowns.
I would go less. I would take less yards from CeeDee Lamb to get more yards from Pickens, for that they're both above the 1,000. If Pickens just cracks 1,000 and CeeDee Lamb has 12 to 1,300 and the touchdowns are up there, then I think.
Or
it's better for the team. If you can have two guys that are threatening over 1,000 yards, that's harder to defend. That's saying more about the team than one guy getting 1,500 yards. But even a CeeDee Lamb, I'm still saying 1,500 yards and George Pickens 1,100 is very doable.
I mean, it's going to be this is where, obviously, again, offseason, they're already saying in chat, offseason hopium is high in offseason. But when you think about it,
we're snorting it, we're smoking it, we're hooping it, we're doing everything with the hopium.
So, but let's just say you were to call George Pickens wide receiver 2. He's a wide receiver 1. You got two guys that are viable options that you need to do. Like, you put more people on CeeDee Lamb, it's going to open up more opportunities for George Pickens. And then if you need to take your other guys and help lock down Pickens, well, then it's going to let somebody else on the team eat. So it's a definite problem. And I think when you go back to that original article, or like, are people sleeping on it? It's like, just with the fact that we have finally a wide receiver 1 and 2 option, it does feel like teams could technically sleep on this, but I don't know. Time will tell.
We hope people are sleeping on it.
Well,
us personally, and we're always a little bit maybe skewed on what we're thinking because we're not sleeping on the team because it's all we talk about, right? But maybe I know other fans are. I would say other fans are definitely sleeping on the Cowboys, but I don't think the media or anyone in the NFL is.
And I don't think, I think at the end of the day, it's the most exciting. We've said it's the most exciting offseason that we've had in a little bit here. But something here, fun, guys, that we never done it before. And we like to kind of what we do is we get together, we get a cookie, we jerk off together, and then we come up with ideas. No, just kidding.
I thought you were gonna have a song for this. I thought you were gonna have a song for this. 2-year slump or sophomore slump. Tell us what you got.
Well, it's 2-year jump, but I did like
Same thing.
I liked your jingle. I liked your jingle, and I knew your jump.
I said slump. I said
2-year slump or a sophomore.
I meant 2-year jump or sophomore slump. You tell us what we got.
But it's a simple game, guys. We're gonna go through, and I did bring up a little 30-second clip or article to help prompt us as necessary. But we're gonna go through all of our year 2 players, from the guys who we drafted to the guys who just made it onto the team via trade or other means, and we are going to give them. Are they gonna make that 2-year jump, or are they gonna hit that sophomore slump? And starting out here with Cooper Beebe, and I just want to bring up for you guys a little video here on Schottenheimer talking about Cooper Beebe, if you want to listen.
Right, Sadis with The Athletic. Just want to ask you about Cooper Beebe. Last year, he was making the transition from guard to center. This year, as you see him growing in that role, how do you see the mental aspects of IDing front, setting protections, things like that, and where he's at mentally playing the position?
You know, Sad, he was incredible last year for having never played the position. The biggest thing was not learning. The learning's easy. It's the communication, you know. Now with some of the things that we're doing in terms of movements and stuff, like pre-snap movements and stuff, the challenge for him, which he's passing with flying colors, has been you sometimes make a point, and then you got to make a different ID or a point. But the command of what he has now is really cool to see. And, like, he and Dak actually have gone back and forth a couple times where it's like, you know, Cooper's like, we're going here. And Dak's like, no, I want to go there. Cooper's like, no, we're going here. Dak's like, yeah, go there. We're good. Yeah. You know, whereas last year that wouldn't have happened. So there's a command and a confidence that Cooper has. And, you know, I'm a huge, huge Cooper Beebe fan, but I'm also a big, big believer on the importance of a center. Some of the best teams I've ever been on, I'll talk about the New York Jets, was having a guy like Nick Mangold in the middle, driving things. And you go back, you know, to the great Steelers teams, Mike Webster. I mean, the center position, some people blow it off. They touch the ball on every play. Yeah, and if you don't have the right one, man, it's hard. And he's certainly the right one.
Big Chris would agree with that. I honestly, I think Shoddy just sold that all for, I don't know if we can have an argument against that. Cooper Beebe's got to be a 2-year jump.
Yeah, put me there.
The fact that he's doesn't have to learn the position. He came into the NFL as a guard, ended up being one of the best starting rookie centers, not only one of the best starting rookie centers, but one of the best centers in the NFL last year. And you can only really kind of go up from that, right?
Yeah.
So like he said, he's making calls at the line of scrimmage. Him and Dak are kind of jawing back at forth if it's the right call or not. That works until you're wrong and your quarterback gets killed one time. But
yep.
Right now, I believe Cooper Beebe will take the 2-year jump.
Yeah, and if I'm Dak, I want I agree. 2-year jump for me as well. That's a trifecta for the boys. I think I like that he's feeling comfortable communicating with that, because you want your center to be, he should be smart. He should be able to see things and help the quarterback, and that trust needs to be there. So that hopefully continues to grow. Like, Dak needs to know that, okay, if BB says something, I got to trust him and make a call based on that. Otherwise, if he doesn't have that trust, and if BB says something and Dak goes, no, I'm not going to worry about it, it's a red flag either because BB's not seeing the right thing or Dak just doesn't have that trust. So plus, I like that they're growing.
Yeah, and plus, like, look, you've just added another, like, solid offensive line-minded coach to the team who's going to also help Cooper Beebe accelerate at that spot. And to think that, like, when you look at a guy who's going to be right beside him, like Tyler Booker, and he's wedged in the middle of a 2 Tyler sandwich, like, how can you not have a jump in year 2?
And that's some sweaty ham you're between.
Yeah. I mean, this is all, like, for sure it's not a sophomore slump. You could say 2-year jump, sophomore slump, or, like, neutral. Like, Cooper Beebe, I don't even think is going to stay neutral.
There's a line.
That's not
line
the
right
fucking game.
Well, hey, no, every time we've always put people on the line, we hate to do it.
No, this is,
it's binary.
Is he jumping or is he slumping?
He's jumping.
We're not playing that. That's only for when we do our S tier. S tier, then you can do and our cuck tiers.
Yeah.
Ad tried to cuck chair you right there.
Oh no, not at all.
No,
not on that.
No, Ad knows, and Ad knows that I don't mind that. So, next guy up on the board here, Marshawn Kneeland. For me, if I'm going to speak first, and I'll just bring up a couple of his stats here that you guys can look at while I'm talking. I just think the defensive end position is really tough, and we didn't see anything from Kneeland last year. So, like, the boom or bust, I think, needs to come out of, is he going to be not compared to last year? Because last year, yeah, if I'm going to make an argument of how he played, it's like boom, because the only thing he can do is be better than what he did last year. But we're talking about like boom or bust, as in boom impact player, or bust wasn't worth his draft pick. Okay.
I see. I'm glad you cleared that up. I'm glad, because that makes my answer different.
Okay, because I'm going to say, unfortunately, I think it's a bust for Kneeland. I think there's too many other people who want a position, who want to vie for that position. And not to say that he's not going to perform when he's on the field. I just don't know that he's going to be on the field enough for us to be like, oh yeah, we need to keep Marshawn Kneeland around after his we need to re-sign him. Let's look at it that way. Like, do you want to re-sign this guy or not after the season? And I don't know that the Cowboys are going to need to be quite honest. I actually really like Marshawn Kneeland, and I really want him to succeed. I love his size, but I got bust vibes.
Okay. Ant, you said you had so put him.
I'll let you go first, Dad.
No, I want you.
I'll wait.
I don't have a thought on it yet.
You don't have a thought on it? Oh, we're trying to get a selling point.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad AJ cleared it up, because I was going to say he's going to have a jump compared to his rookie year.
Yes.
But again, that's really all he has to do is play 16 or 17 games, or be involved in 17 games, and he should have a jump, right? And he's going to have his second training camp. He went into the season last year injured, or at least got injured relatively quick. But like AJ said, the edge defensive end room is so much tighter this year with a lot of players. They drafted D-Easy in the second. They got Sam Williams coming back. Again, this could all change with injuries in training camp, but he's probably my fourth defensive end right now. And that's with D-Easy over top of him, who's just gotten drafted, right? So you got Fowler ahead of him. You got, obviously, Micah Parsons ahead of him. You have Sam Williams ahead of him, and you have D-Easy ahead of him. So it's going to be tough for him to really make a splash. Is he going to be better than he was last year? Of course he's going to be better than he was last year. I just don't know if he's going to make a huge impact. Could he be a year 3 guy? Possibly, but I don't think it's going to be his year this year.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to echo the same thing that you're saying. There's far too much competition right now for Marshawn Kneeland to really make that 2-year jump. This would be great for us to be wrong, but with Fowler, you have Sam Williams, who needs to come out and prove that, like, he just sat out an entire year, so he's coming in hungry. It's going to be tough. I think you said it best. Kneeland right now is like your fourth defensive end. He's your fourth edge god.
He'll be better, and he'll be a nice depth piece. Let's say that he will be better than last year, and he's going to learn a lot more. And maybe next year, when you have a Sam Williams who's in a contract year, or maybe not brought back, or a Fowler Jr. who's not brought back, maybe then Marshawn Kneeland can step into that role in his third season. Exactly. It's just there's too many dudes ahead of him right now.
And this is we're just talking about year 2 here. So perhaps he is worth re-signing, but we're talking about year 2 and what we think he's gonna. If he's going to outperform what we need him to do.
That's Chat's getting salty. Yeah. I'd read that one.
Yeah, so Salam Craft says he has only played 1 year.
Which
was cut short by injury. Let the man play at least 3 years.
No!
So much hate.
No, we're not.
I want instant results.
We want to see Fowler, Sam, and D-Easy. Again, that's why I kind of touched on the third year, but this exercise, is he going to have a 2-year jump or a sophomore slump? And we're all sophomore slump right now.
And because we wanted to have it be very clear like that, there's not the nooch. There's no the Danucci middle there.
No,
so.
we're not nooching it. Next guy on our list here, though, is
looks
Tyler.
like he's tired.
Is Tyler?
This guy. This is Chat Sports.
Chat Sports guy. Sports Chat.
He's one of the biggest Cowboys.
Yeah, I was gonna say sports
content
chat.
dudes.
Well, I like what he had to say here. Tyler getting another big question mark for us. He did play, I believe, like the majority of the games. I think he didn't play a couple games last season, but anyways, he's the basically sole left tackle for the Dallas Cowboys right now. So let's hear.
I don't know if there's a player on this list whose breakout would be more impactful in a positive way than Tyler Guyton, the team's second-year left tackle. We've spent time on him. The issues he had last season, it was mostly technique-focused. I also think, frankly, I think he lost some confidence. I think he got rattled with some mistakes and getting benched and going in and getting benched. I don't think he was set up for success by the previous coaching staff. Now, that doesn't absolve him of blame. And Guyton has done a good job of taking accountability for that, but they need him to break out this year. The offense, if left tackle's bad, doesn't that really damper our hopes and expectations of what they'll be able to do? And even if you get average left tackle play, which is a lot better than what you had last season, that goes a long way given the gauntlet of edges you'll face on offense.
Edge him.
Okay.
He makes some good points. If any of these guys on the list, if we had to pick someone that we want to have a 2-year jump, we all got to be picking Tyler Guyton.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately, I don't think that's the case. And the reason I'm thinking that is you're getting all these reports out of just the OTAs and the mini camps, and you haven't really heard anything about Guyton. Is that a good thing or a bad thing in your guys' eyes? Like, is no news good news? Or would you rather hear something?
Yeah, I want to hear something. I want to hear people talking about him improving. I did, because I know we chatted about that, and I went and looked, and there were some articles about Tyler Guyton, but nothing like that we saw, for example, about Cooper Beebe, like we just watched, or anything about players being like, oh, Tyler Guyton is making a great leap forward. There was some good news. I will report this, that Guyton had kind of adjusted some of his diet, and his workout. And I think that's all part and parcel with being a second-year player. Like, you shed your college habits, right? Where maybe you were eating a little bit differently, and the workout routine was not down to as an incredible science as it could have been. I'm not saying that, though, that the team that he was on didn't have that information, but you're a younger kid, right? You're having fun. McDonald's is a good breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And so I wonder if that's going to have a big effect. I think for me, keeping your size but growing strength, and Tyler Guyton, remember, is a 6'7", 300 pound dude who's very versatile and has only played, I believe, 6 seasons as an offensive lineman. He's, I think, wanted to be a defensive lineman in high school.
He's a tight end.
Okay, there was an interview where he was also talking about playing defensive line as well. So maybe he had played a couple positions, but in terms of his offensive tackle play, he's semi-new to that, which, does that matter? The Cowboys drafted him in the first round, so, like, I don't think you're
two-year jump or sophomore slump.
Yeah, exactly.
Two-year jump for me.
I'm going sophomore slump. I have to.
And just for some context, he started 11 games last year. He was dressed for 15, started 11. So a lot of, sure, he played like shit, but at least he got a lot of experience in those games. Man,
Ant's the one that needs.
Well, sorry.
You know what? I'm gonna go on the positive. I'm gonna go positivity here.
Good.
I'm gonna go 2-year jump, and this is just a gut feeling and maybe just my homerism, knowing that he needs to play better than he did last year, a lot better than he did last year for the Cowboys to be successful. Is there any proof to that other than how I feel? No, there isn't. So this is a strict homer pick by me.
I like your guys' pick better than mine.
Well, my thought is just that he said it in the Chat Sports video. There's a new coaching staff, so you got a guy like Clay Adams, who I know he's coming as the offensive coordinator, but really, is he going to be offensively calling those plays? Probably not. He's there to help build the team better. You came in and you helped shape the Arizona Cardinals' mediocre line to be able to have a solid run game.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of stuff that he could probably do for Tyler Guyton. He's coming into his second year. The pressure of him being a first-round pick's off of him, and to have that jump he doesn't need to do a lot to have a 2-year jump. So
no, you're
he
absolutely
just can't
right.
Be dog shit.
He can't be dog shit. I need to see him in the top 15 left tackles.
Yep.
And that'd
be nice.
That'd be really nice. Kalen Carson, we'll hit on him quickly. This is an article by No C Patrick. there's not much to really go off of, and I'm just going to leave his stats here. And let me read just the future for you guys real quick. There's a one line in here I want to read him. The needle on Carson was pointing due north following the dominant debut. Remember, he came out there and stopped Amari Cooper, to only 16 receiving yards and 2 catches in that first game against the Cleveland Browns.
Oh, yeah, our rose-colored glasses were on big time.
Oh, yes. And then he went and got a shoulder injury and basically struggled from that point on. So that is where we are with Kalen Carson. I think, again, I just think like I'm moving the boat on past him. I drafted another cornerback. I traded for a cornerback, and then I have Diggs and Bland. Like, I just don't. If Kalen Carson decides to do something fantastic and show up and make me notice him, okay. But I got other things that I'm worried about right now on the line. Now, it's great to have him for depth, I guess. But there's nothing that screams like, oh, this guy's going to have a breakout season this year for us. I haven't really heard anything about him, and I do believe he's still kind of rebounding from a injury, if that's true.
So you're on the slump. You're basically
I'm slumping him.
One, they should have never given him number 21. That was a big mistake.
Yep.
Having a guy like Stephon Gilmore come in and put 21 on, that's fine because the guy was proven in the league.
Yep.
Took Zeke's number. Yeah, that's fine. But to have this 5th round rookie out of Wake Forest be able to come in and get number 21, not only a Zeke number, but a Deion Sanders number when he played with the Dallas Cowboys, was maybe a bit of a mistake. Again, seeing them draft a cornerback like AJ had mentioned, and then also trading for cornerbacks, the Dallas Cowboys fully are aware that they have a cornerback issue, at least at depth. And I don't think Kalen Carson's going to be much more than a depth piece this season. This was another reason why I put Tyler Guyton as a jump, because I knew I was going to put Kalen Carson as a sophomore slump.
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't think you're wrong for putting either guy
Put
there.
it up. Put them up. Show
yeah.
your stupid faces there.
Where are you?
I'm gonna say sophomore slump. Primarily, very similar to the Marshawn Nealon. Like we saw what they did in the draft in the offseason. If Kalen Carson was going to make that jump, it's just it's become a lot harder for him. I think he's again one of those positions similar with Nealon that, hey, if we're wrong, that's a good thing for us because that means you just beat out these other guys that you've been drafting or getting, traded with in the offseason. So, yeah, Kalen Carson for me is not going to move the needle.
Ant, you're on the slump?
Oh, yeah, definitely a slump. Yeah, he's a slump.
Another trifecta
Unfortunately.
slump.
And it's tough because he should be better than he was last year. I just don't know if he's going to get on the field enough to show that he's better until year 3 or year 4, right? Again, the sophomore slump for these guys that are not really expected to start, like Marshawn Nealon and Kalen Carson, isn't necessarily a bad thing or us saying they're not going to improve. Just we're not expecting them to be good this year.
Exactly, and the guys that you have them for multiple years, so it's exactly that. The expectations for this year, not for their career.
And he's a 5th round. He's a 5th round fucking corner. Like, who cares if he's our 4th piece on the cornerback depth, right?
Exactly.
You shouldn't be, if you're expecting your 5th round cornerback to start in year 2, you haven't drafted or built your team very well. So
the next guy on our list here, we've already chatted about Joe Milton III, big body quarterback.
This one's tricky, guys. This one's tricky because he's a backup quarterback, right? He wasn't expected to play last year. He's not expected to play this year, but I still think being in a spot where he's going to be for the next few years has to be a win for him. He's not where he was with Drake May last year, where it was like, who's going to play? Is it going to be Drake May or is it going to be Joe Milton? What quarterback's going to be the franchise quarterback, right? Like, he doesn't have to battle that. Everyone knows Dak Prescott is the incumbent starter for the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
But now Joe Milton's just here to learn, get better, learn the system. And then possibly when he gets a chance down the road, when Dak either ages out of the league, gets injured, maybe Joe Milton can step up and take his spot. So I'm gonna say 2-year jump, even though this is probably the trickiest one on the list, just because again you're not expecting him to play. I just purely think this from a situational standpoint, where he is now compared to last year is better for him as a player.
I'm going to say sophomore slump because he's not even going to see one goddamn game. And last year he saw one game, even if it was a no-name game.
Okay.
Dak Prescott's
that's fair.
Dak Prescott's playing every fucking snap, bro.
Okay. What if the Cowboys are 16-0, and then he gets that one start?
You're right. I mean, and hopefully they don't juice Dak out of his stats by pulling him out in fourth quarter, which I can see maybe they do. And Milton plays in the fourth quarter and he gets a little bit more time. But everything you say, I absolutely agree with. The fact that he's in a better system and there's a better opportunity for him to become a starting quarterback for a team and learn under probably, I would say Dak Prescott has, out of all the quarterbacks he has the hardest quarterback job because you're the quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys, the amount of scrutiny and mental resilience you need. So, like, right there, Joe Milton coming behind a guy like Dak Prescott is only going to make him a better quarterback. Regardless of everyone like, Dak Prescott can't win the big games. But still, I'm going to say sophomore slump just for the sake of the board.
This one's tricky. This is a tricky one.
I'm also going jump. And here's the hard thing is I really don't know how to answer how the jump will happen. I just feel like by the end of the year, we're going to be feeling really comfortable about Joe Milton being our backup quarterback for the next 2 years. So, and also, I just wanted to even it out a little because you guys double teamed me with
now. You didn't want to just be the negative Nancy with four slumps in a row.
But
you four slump guys.
I did. I know. I was. I had to. That was half the reason too. But also it was the easiest one to scapegoat, right?
AJ's Forrest Grump over there.
Easy, Forrest Grump. Lieutenant Dan.
You guys.
Okay, Maurice Leofau, linebacker.
Yeah, Maurice Leofau. There was a nice little paragraph here. I guess it's the first one. Leofau made significant strides this offseason, both physically and mentally, positioning himself as a strong contender for a starting role in the team's competitive linebacker unit. After a promising rookie season where he recorded 50 tackles, 1.5 sacks, and 2 forced fumbles across 17 games, Leofau has focused on enhancing his physicality to better meet demands. Standing at 6'2", 234 pounds from Notre Dame, Anthony.
Yes, sir. Fighting Irish. Guys, Ad, you lead out with this one.
Yeah, Ad, you lead.
Okay, so Maurice Leofau, I think that with the linebacker whisperer, Eberflus, coming in, I think we're going to see an explosion out of our linebacker room. I know it's been one of the areas on the defense that we've been stressing over the last few years, just in terms of how like weak it's been. And we saw shades of like hope with DeMarvion Overshown and Maurice Leofau last year. I do think Leofau is now, you've got that 1 year under your belt. Mm-hmm. You have a guy like Eberflus who is known to really do well with his linebackers. And then you got veterans coming in like Sanborn and
Murray.
Murray that are there. Plus, eventually DeMarvion Overshown. So I think out of all the positional groups, the linebacker room, everybody is going to get better. And I think Maurice Leofau is going to see the most gains from it. So I'm going 2 year jump.
Ooh, I like it. I like the Eberflus whispering, linebacker whispering. And man, the Polynesian punch, we saw it twice. What did you say? He had 2 forced fumbles last year. I'm saying he doubles that, maybe even triples that number this year. I'm all in for Maurice Leofau being a 2 year jump. We really seen him get a lot of playing time once DeMarvion Overshown got injured last season, and I was expecting a big fall off at the position last year once Overshown was out, but Maurice Leofau stepped up to the plate and finished the season out quite nicely, and I expect him to take that into year 2. And with like Ad said, Eberflus manning the front. So I'm a 2 year jump guy on Leofau.
I'm joining you. I'm doing a 2 year jump.
Look at this copycat.
Yeah, no, and I'll tell you why. Can I tell you why?
Tell us why.
Tell us. I dare you.
He's going to be starting the season too. He finished the season. He's going to be starting the season, and he's going to be playing to not let anyone take that position from him. And I really liked how he finished the season. I think also the addition of Sanborn, which Sandman. Can I just call him Sandman?
Sandman.
Yeah,
which we got to get Enter the Sandman.
You call him anything, just not Stanford.
Sandman.
Oh, Samsonite.
Samsonite. But I think having a nice, true Mike linebacker is going to really allow Leofau to play that position a lot better. And I agree. I expect we're going to see his stats go up. I think he's the type of dude who's a little bit like I'm not going to say that he's not going to have tackles and play the linebacker position, but he's going to be that, like, he's the guy, every time he tackles, I'm going to be watching for the ball to pop loose because he's going to have
game-changing tackles.
Yeah, has that
and
ability.
The nice thing about the one kind of silver lining about the Overshown injury is Maurice got a chance to get in the lineup and proved to himself that he can play in the NFL.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. So here we go, guys. This is our final roll up here, and we're gonna obviously have a look at this sometime during the season to see how our predictions go, but anyone, you can change one if you want, otherwise we're locking.
I'm sitting at 4 jumps and 2 slumps. I'm gonna stick with that. I like at this time of the year, I know Brent Packer guy was saying everyone's snorting that hopium, and of course I am, so I'm gonna stay on the hopium side of things with my 4-2 split. I'm happy with mine.
I'm happy with my even Stevens. I got 3v3.
Yeah, and
that's a good spot to sit.
So does Wage.
I got 3. I think we all agree. We hope we're wrong about our sophomore slumps.
Yeah.
Right?
Not me. I'll take the 2 Nealon and Kalen Carson as long as the other 4 take jumps.
Yeah.
If I get 4, if we can get 4 of the guys, if we can get 4 of the 6 to have jumps, it doesn't really matter what order. We just need 4 of the 6.
Yeah,
well, I'll take 50-50.
All of Ant's jumps are the ones who we actually need to take the jump.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, I mean,
2 starting guys on the offensive line, and one of your starting linebackers. Totally.
I mean, again, if the only person on that list is a Ben DiNucci of Cooper Beebe, then we're laughing. I think, again, we talked about it. If Marshawn Nealon has a jump, then that just means that our fucking edge gods are cooking.
Edgelords.
Any
final
Edgelords is way better than edge gods. Why didn't you correct me earlier?
And I just corrected you right. I didn't hear you earlier.
Okay.
I didn't know you said edge gods earlier either.
Edge gods.
We need edgelords t-shirts.
We need Crack him if you got it.
I know we're just getting ready to sign off, but hey, I just fucking
gotta get in
you
here,
just
son.
fucking cucked all over me there.
Any final words from chat here, Adam?
Baji says, "Give me another hit of that hopium."
Hell yeah, son.
Only if you hoop it.
Milton. Stephen White says Milton changes the run game too. If we're talking about Joe Milton.
If he's on the field,
yeah. If he's on,
you can run it. You can run a little.
Hey, let's just
be QB trickery,
and let's just be happy with that. I don't know. I guess at this point in time, we have a run game. So,
and then Baji says, "Go Canada tonight for the Gold Cup."
Must be soccer.
Must be soccer. I mean, I think the Oilers are playing against the Panthers tonight in hockey, in that game of
That's
hockey.
That's what is that what he's talking about?
I don't know. Maybe not.
Possibly.
Bootsies. Other than that, no, nothing. Nothing but love, baby. Hit that.
Hang on.
Tuesday night episode in the books.
Oh, Canada over Honduras, is he saying?
Okay, so that's
that's the Stanley Cup.
Soccer. Hey, well, we did it, guys. A Tuesday app. We'll be back next Wednesday unless things change. We had to do a special little episode here.
Oh, you better watch
I say
out.
I kind of like the Tuesday night rollout. I don't know.
Tuesday night's kind of sexy.
I don't love it. I love Wednesday because then when I wake up on Thursday, I'm like, yes, only 2 days of work
that's
left,
a good
baby.
point.
But
we're gonna be Wednesday season, so we got to stick to it unless it's one of these special outings.
Yeah, and who should we fuck in the ass tonight?
The Florida Panthers.
The Florida Panthers.
Yeah.
If you know anybody out there who's a Florida Panthers fan and they're rooting against that Edmonton Oilers, you look them straight in their eyes and you tell them to go fuck themselves.
And whoever said that I look like Andy Reid, you can also go fuck yourself.
I think he was talking about your mustache. Your mustache.
Fucking Rugrats Andy Reid over here.
And actually, and you know what? The guy who said it, chat was going at him the entire time.
Oh, that's good. It was funny, though.
Talk to you later.
Peace.